Hi, I'm Doug Keck. This is an EWTN Bookmark Brief. Just had the great pleasure of speaking with author Father Wojciech Giertych, OP, from Rome, talking about his book, Faith and the Emotions, a theological and psychological inquiry into the human heart, proudly published by EWTN Publishing, naturally available through our EWTN religious catalog, EWTNRC.com, for all things Catholic. So, Father, this particular book, what made you decide to put it out, and especially in this kind of interesting format?
Well, this is the subject matter of this book is something which I have discussed in my other books in a more lengthy way, whereas I saw the necessity of presenting this in a more simple way, thinking about students from the last classes of high school and for university students who do not have the time and the competence to study more serious theological works. And so I tried to present the functioning of the emotions tied with the life of faith in a more practical way, with pictures, with diagrams, explaining the principles that I find from St. Thomas Aquinas.
Mm-hmm. Now, in faith and emotions, are we talking about a balancing situation? Is that the theory?
Well, it's a question of understanding what is the nature of the emotions, how they function, and how they sometimes malfunction, how sometimes the emotions are disordered amongst themselves, and how sometimes they take over control of us, and they are not integrated within the personality, which has also the spiritual faculties of the intellect and the will, and the capacity to perceive the true good. And there's also the supernatural dimension of engaging with God. And how this all impacts the emotional sphere, this is what I try to name in this book.
Since we're talking about original sin in the book, you mentioned that and its impact. Is this something that we've always struggled with, or are you seeing it more and more today?
Well, I think humanity, since Adam and Eve, is marked by this disorder that we call original sin. So we are not ideal from birth. We carry within us a certain disorder, and the social impact and our own sins are sometimes causing an even greater disorder. So we all have to struggle in our life to put ourselves together and to tie a well-ordered personality, to tie the psychic order and the spiritual order and the spiritual and the supernatural life in a harmonious whole. And so this book tries to name one aspect of this, namely the psychic sphere.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much, Father Wojciech Giertych, OP, author of Faith and the Emotions, a theological and psychological inquiry into the human heart, again published by EWTN, available through our catalog. Look for the entire interview I got to do with Father, airing soon on our YouTube channel and on our on-demand platform, and coming soon to the network itself. This has been a Bookmark Brief. Thanks for stopping by. We hope to catch you next time.